The oil and gas industry, they are going to need to decarbonize scope 1 and 2 upstream, downstream, so that's very big. Metallurgical industry, aviation, shipping. There is many other industries that desperately need to decarbonize. So what we've been advocating since COP28 in Dubai is that we at least need to triple global nuclear capacity by 2050. And as you know, we have 31 countries that have accepted this channel. They have signed a ministerial declaration to that effect. And we already have also 14 banks, global major banks and financial institutions that have also accepted this pledge.
And if we could turn the conversation to where we are at India and the India Energy Week, I understand that civil nuclear cooperation, and we've been hearing a lot about bilateral energy deals to ensure supply security, is going to be on the agenda when Prime Minister Modi of India and President Trump meet this week. Is a nuclear deal and nuclear energy going to be a big part of those conversations?
I think that nuclear already is very important in India. India has a very strong, very robust, very knowledgeable in nuclear industry. Nuclear has been a very important piece of the puzzle in India. And I think that what we heard last week from our finance minister in India, the goal of having 100 gigawatts of nuclear energy by 2047 is a big challenge. So I think that the projects that we have in India for perhaps realigning the Nuclear Energy Act, the liability laws, in order to incentivize public-private partnerships, perhaps to bring investors and private companies from international locations, would be very important to help India accelerate their use of nuclear.
And I know it's the policy prescription and the regulatory framework varies from country to country, but what are the most appropriate frameworks that are conducive, that are needed to really support and fuel a build-out and a renaissance in nuclear? Because let's address this to our European audiences. We saw the mistakes that Germany made by withdrawing too quickly from nuclear, only for an energy crisis to eventuate. That put them in a very difficult position. So what is the right regulatory policy framework?
Well, you know, I think that every country does need to decide what the right energy mix is for them. So for Germany is one, for other countries it's a different one. In Europe, we are seeing how the majority of the countries in Europe, all the way to 16 countries, have joined the European Nuclear Alliance. Nuclear energy, the current fleet and future nuclear are an essential role. So what I think is essential for governments, for policymakers, is to put clear, transparent, long-term plans where investors, where the nuclear industry, where the supply chains understand what is the long-term plan, and they can invest in themselves. They have clarity, they have transparency, and that is going to actually accelerate the role of nuclear. This is what we did with renewables. We gave them clarity, and obviously they have flourished, and I think that nuclear energy needs exactly the same type of visibility.